accepting whatever's happening, that's perhaps a deeper form of surrender.
Something that's occurring to me is when you mentioned the three ways of expressing the surrender, the letting go, and the just being. Sometimes my experience has been that the the hurdle can be if what happens, if first order one succeeds in sort of surrendering and letting go, and then what happens includes a feeling that's inconsistent with one having let go. So in other words, you catch yourself failing to let go, and that's a sort of stumbling block. And so a fourth word that comes into play for me is, which we hear all the time anyway, is acceptance, and just being able to sort of accept the fact that, oh, I'm screwing up at the moment, letting go, but I'll try and let go of that. And it's the sort of second and third orders that when I manage to let those come, then I have quite a different experience with it.
Yeah. No, thanks, Doug. I think you're absolutely right. It's a word I didn't use, and it's a very powerful word, isn't it? Acceptance. And there's another way, which is more than acceptance, which is loving whatever happens. That's another practice that I tried for a while. And I found that very useful. Loving whatever happens. Actually embracing it. That can be particularly useful if you're particularly grumpy as a person. Or crotchety, as I often do. And it's good to love what happens, and it counteracts and it's an antidote to that negativity.
Yeah, because I think the trick sometimes with the whole surrender thing is that I've found anyway is that it can be a way of beating yourself up, kind of, because like something will happen, you'll feel a particular way, and you'll be like, I can't feel like that. I need to like surrender that, let it go, so that I feel the way I should feel, kind of thing. And so, if you can, like you're saying, just allow that. I remember one time feeling really bitchy, like really angry and in a bad mood. So I tried to let it go, It's like, couldn't let it go. Just go, So I wanted to go. But, and then in the end, I was like, right, I'm just going to let myself be really, really bitchy. Like, I'm just going to allow myself to be in a really, really crappy mood today. And I'm going to really just go for it. I'm going to, like, no holds barred, just, like, really go for it. Let it all come out, whatever. And then it just went away. But I didn't try for it to go away, because then it was kind of... It was just a way of kind of beating myself up even more, I think. So it's tricky sometimes, that whole surrender. I've found it tricky because, there's surrendering and then there's trying to control myself by letting go. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. You can get twisted up and tangled up in the whole surrender thing, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, what can happen with these practices, especially a surrender type practice, is that it's used as a remedy. So when you're feeling negative in some way, you say, there's that surrender practice, and all I've got to do is surrender. And it might work a percentage of the time, 20% of the time, 80% of the time, whatever it is. But it's the times where it doesn't work. And then what you're doing, you're using the practice as a remedy. And that's fine when it works. When it doesn't work, you see, it's useful to notice that's what you're doing. There's a desire there to remove this negative feeling. Whereas a deeper surrender is when it's okay to experience the negative feeling. I think that's where Doug's use of the word acceptance is really useful. And when you're accepting whatever's happening, that's perhaps a deeper form of surrender. So, and one test for this is if you're experiencing something negative and you want to know, have I surrendered to it or not? You can ask yourself a question which is, what if I was going to feel like this way for the rest of my life? That feeling I'm trying to get rid of, what if it never goes? What if this is going to be my life from now on? I'm really bitchy now for the rest of my life. Can I accept that? You see? And if you can accept that, then you know you're not trying to get rid of it. It is a genuine acceptance. And then it may go. Or it may not go. And so you're not attached to the objects, the subtle objects in this case. You're not attached to what's happening. Because there is no, if you're actually in our experience, there is actually no attachment to what's happening. There never is. Because the essential nature of our experience is freedom. So all the fighting is just in the mind. But when you accept that, then there's always acceptance. There's always freedom. And it's actually an understanding that no matter what's happening, there's never any attachment. It's always free. Does that make sense?
Mm.
This is where the awareness teachings become useful. When you use that concept of awareness, then no matter what's happening, the awareness is just there, untouched. It's an understanding that no matter what's happening, I don't know how to put it, you could say at a deep level in your experience, a part of you is always untouched. That's the awareness teachings. And there's an awareness that's always there. Whatever's happening, you could say, at a deep level it's kind of okay. Because it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened. So it's like, well, it's happened. It's happening. It's happened. So that's the way it is. And awareness, consciousness has already accepted that. Because it's allowed it to happen. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So as long as you're awake, as long as you're in the waking state, you're always aware. The awareness is always there. Unattached. It doesn't do anything. It just is there. In the way we set up the concept of awareness in an earlier session.